Hey there, Powder Keg. I'm Brian Zane here with Mr. Ooh La La, and it's time for another exciting edition of POW Pro Wrestling. I know many of the fans are still reeling from what we saw last week, the aftermath of the Abigail Warren Kid Bandit match. You seem to be enjoying yourself thinking about what Warren did, slamming her former friend Kid Bandit through that chair.
I'm still on a high from it. I'm glad La Bruja has finally accepted her place in the world and also put Kid Bandit in their place right back first into that folding chair.
Well, I am of the opinion that things aren't over between those two, and I can bet that Kid Bandit's going to be looking for some revenge down the line. Be that as it may, we got to move forward talking about what's been going on this week. We have a colossal 6-man tag team match coming your way right about now. But before we talk about that, let's talk about what happened 3 weeks ago. The singles match between the Bad Life Choice Caden Cassidy and Derrick Shaw ending in a brutal fashion with the first knockout in POW Pro Wrestling history, with no small thanks to Dr. Kliever King Naja. Then 1 week later, it was that tag team match with the Hammer Brothers versus Kliever and Naja, ending in a giant brawl as Cassidy and Shaw could not hold back their aggression toward each other. That's what brings us to this week's match, folks, as the new trio of the Hammer Brothers and Derrick Shaw, Hammer Shaw they like to be called, take on Caden Cassidy's brand new empire.
Caden Cassidy's new empire. I've heard the term BLC, INC, Bad Life Choice Incorporated, being bandied about. Well, Dr. Kliever assisted Caden Cassidy. Caden Cassidy came in to return the favor. Derrick Shaw stuck his nose in where it doesn't belong. He's been booted out. He's been excised from Dr. Kliever's life. He dumped him as a tag team partner. Now he's trying to latch onto the Hammer Brothers. Hammer Shaw. Well, how many t-shirts will that sell?
Hey, looking at the success of the Hammer Brothers at the merch table, I think anything's possible. Be that as it may, this is going to be a violent affair. 6 heavy hitters in this matchup. Let's hear from them right now.
I'm here with Caden Cassidy, Dr. Kliever, and King Naja that are taking on the Hammer Brothers and Derrick Shaw tonight. What brought y'all together anyway?
I'm gonna need you to. Thank you. Appreciate it. This is the Empire. This is my empire. These are the men that are gonna help me take over the PNW. My second-hand man right here. This man single-handedly has helped me take not 1, not 2, but 3 belts in this region alone. But this man, Dr. Kliever, one of the best heavyweight champions in this region, well-known, well-respected. This man took me in when I was wet behind the ears, when I was just a young goon looking for my spot. He took me in. Why would I not want my mentor alongside me as I start my rule?
Derrick Shaw, you know exactly how I feel about you. Hammer Brothers, all of ya, a lot of talk, a lot of action, but a lot of talk. But for once, you're going to listen. And you are going to listen to me when I say trust in me. You are not going to enjoy the outcome tonight.
Hammer Brothers. It's all about fun and games. It's all about making the fans excited and getting that loud reaction. Listen, you could bring every tool in your toolbox. Bring your tool belt, bring your vest, bring your cones, bring your plastic hats, bring a Tonka truck, bring your sledgehammer, bring your jackhammer. You could bring your soft lips Shaw hammer. But you better bring a lunch, boys. Get in close and listen. Trust in us.
Warning! When wrestling the Hammer Brothers, individuals may experience chest pain, shortness of breath, and loss of consciousness! Kliever, Naja, Cassidy, you done screwed up now! Because the Hammer Brothers and Derrick Shaw Hammer are gonna punch through your rib cages, rip your hearts out, and give them back to you in little paper doggy bags! We're gonna beat your hearts until your hearts stop beating, because when you're a hammer, everybody looks like a nail!
These guys are Home Depot rejects. Can you imagine getting fired from Home Depot?
You're looking at the two-time POW award-winning Tag Team of the Year and most popular.
Not with me.
And tonight,
That must have been rigged.
we're gonna celebrate by demolishing these three tools. Because we are the bulldozers, steamrolling, pulverizing, blue-collar brothers, Jack and Sledge, the Hammer Brothers.
What does that mean? I don't know.
And when you're a hammer, everybody looks like a nail.
Dr. Kliever just said they look nothing like nails, and I agree. I don't think you can call.
Yeah. That's one freaky looking nail, Dr. Kliever.
Yeah.
Welcome everyone to POW Pro Wrestling, kicking things off this week with 6-man tag team action. As the unique tag team of Hammer Shaw, you've got the Hammer Brothers and Derrick Shaw going against this motley crew here of the Bad Life Choice and his empire that he has built, Dr. Kliever and King Naja.
I don't know which crew is more motley.
It was a couple of weeks ago here on POW when the unlikely alliance of Derrick Shaw and the Hammer Brothers came to fruition. We've been seeing for weeks and weeks the conflict between Shaw and his former tag team partner, Dr. Kliever. You can tell, I don't know who he wants more. Does he want Kliever or does he want his rival for years in the Bad Life Choice?
I mean, he's supposed to fight everybody.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Shaw, a graduate of the Fale Dojo out of New Zealand. He is just one to fight. He lost his battle against Caden Cassidy via knockout. We know he is cleared to wrestle tonight.
Oh, he wants the big guy.
Here we
the
go.
even bigger guy.
Here we go.
Okay.
Caden Cassidy tagging in the veteran Dr. Kliever.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Whoa.
Wait a minute.
They got unfinished business.
All right. Well, in comes the big man, the wide load, Sledgehammer.
That's right, Uncle Fred himself.
Uncle Fred?
Like Fred Ottman.
Oh, yeah.
And here we go now. Talk about irresistible force meeting the immovable object. Now, wait a minute. What's this strategy here, guys?
Musical wrestlers.
Look, clearly they've done
beef.
Their strategy, and they figure out Dr. Kliever's team knows which member poses the best matchup for the members of the other team.
No disrespect, but I wouldn't put Bugsy Mogs against Sean Kemp, okay?
Yeah, true story.
Late stage Sean Kemp. Portland Trailblazer Sean Kemp.
Exactly. And you can see now this is not paying off for Naja.
6 mixed drinks, Sean Kemp.
In comes Jack Sledge. Jack Hammer.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, right? The Iron Worker.
The Iron Worker.
With those hammer-like, mallet-like hands bearing down on the cranium of the king. And now, Sledgehammer, not to be outdone.
King's got to get out of that corner.
Referee needs to get him out of that corner.
Here we go. Now in comes Shaw.
He's played Rochambeau. These see who's going in.
These guys are taking their time here. Now Naja's in a bad way here. What do we got?
What do we have going on?
Are we going to crack the whip?
What?
It's cracked the whip. Look
at
it.
Gosh.
And I think Naja's head just cracked on the back of that ring post from the impact. This could be it already. All right, well, that wasn't the most sound strategy in the world to feed Naja to the big man.
Really?
But you can't discount Naja's toughness.
Oh, guys.
He is royalty after all.
Absolutely.
Tagging in his new tag team partner in Kliever.
Uh-oh. Oh, misses the boot.
You better believe Shaw has he's had a lot of time to think about the amount of hurt
and pain he wants to inflict upon Kliever for the hell that he's put him through these last several months. In comes now Jack Hammer once again. Let me tell you what about the size of these guys. Hammer Brothers alone are a combined 725. And of course you've got Shaw coming in at about 260, 270 last I checked.
So you're almost you're looking at
almost 1,000 pounds.
1,000 pounds.
What is the Hammer Brothers combined weight?
725.
25.
It's a nice even split, right?
Oh, absolutely, right down the middle.
Absolutely. Jack carrying his weight very well.
Absolutely.
But now Jack is in a bad way here. He's getting stomped. The daylight stomped out of him by the Bad Life Choice. We saw him make his way to the ring earlier with all his hardware representing the gold. He has won in different promotions around the Northwest. And now Jack's in a bad way here. These three scary individuals have effectively cut off the ring.
Oh, see, that's what you got to do. You cut that ring off. I mean, Hammer Brothers and Shaw had it going on first. Oh, goodness. Wow. I mean, shot out of a cannon.
That was a scary looking fall by Jack Sledge. Good thing he's wearing dark pants.
No kidding.
Now, Jeremy, let me ask you, you've rolled with three-man teams. Of course, you were part of the fabulous Three Birds in the SPW, I believe.
Yes,
What's
sir.
the difference in strategy and planning against not two, but three opponents?
Well, really, to be honest with you, more than ever, it's catching that one. I mean, it's harder to catch the one guy hurting when you have three. You have to wear two down and hope that the other third does not get in. That's right. But it's cutting the ring in half, and no matter what, in any kind of tag match, you got to cut the ring in half. You got to keep them in your corner. Do not let the one guy tag. Keep the other two out.
That's right. It's at least 1/3 the extra work.
Absolutely, it is.
In comes Derrick Shaw. Oh, he deflected that impact from Kliever and just checks him. Another shoulder attack sends Kliever to the mat. Going for three, maybe. Turn it into a suplex.
Whoa!
Drops him right. Good thing that Mohawk, I'm sure, broke his fall.
I think it did too. He's got enough Aquanet.
Kliever, I don't think he knows where he is. Look out. Shaw leaping over him, going for a Vader bomb.
Oh, nobody home.
He got none of that. And in come to pick the bones.
Nobody home.
Is King Naja, raking the back. And going on the attack now.
You can feel it.
He's trying to grind his body down here, face first into that steel rope, that cable.
Oh, yeah, now the referee's going to count.
Oh,
Here we go.
First time all night.
Kliever coming in once again here. Throwing them elbows on the sides of Shaw's head here.
Shaw's in a bad way.
That's right. He came in with a full head of steam, but that fire has been quickly disintegrated as this empire that the Bad Life Choice has built continues to bear down and put the pressure on Derrick Shaw.
I love a good back ring.
It's timeless.
Not on me, of course.
Well, no, I can't stand getting them, but I love giving them.
No! Massive avalanche in the corner.
Some of the guys got a hairy back.
I resemble that remark, and now you can see Cassidy bearing down with those cross-face attack.
To a nicer guy, it couldn't happen.
No, you're right.
This is what happens when you bite the hand that feeds you.
You heard Shaw in his pre-match comments talking about rolling with Naja. He's been kind of his right-hand man these last several months, and of course the history that Cassidy has with Dr. Kliever.
Right.
Used to be a Kliever goon, but now the roles have reversed, and Kliever kind of working under Caden here.
There's a lot of unfinished business going on in the ring on both sides of these teams.
Lots of animosity going both ways, cross-threading, multiple promotions in decades.
Just dropped him. I love it.
That's a classic Kliever maneuver there. Dropping him right down like a bag of trash. Kliever's prognosis is one of pain and suffering as he looks to try and tweak the ankle, but instead he takes a big enziguri. And now it could be anyone's matchup here.
Who do you think's gonna get the tag?
I think whoever.
I
tell you what, they might have the advantage. Does Shawhammer? Wait a minute. Bit of a tagaroo here.
Oh my gosh!
Battering ram.
Who gets the worst of that?
That's a safety hazard going across all three of the opponents.
Hey, he's not wearing his hard helmet.
No, usually they do wear the hard hat, which is surprising here. Now one more, using him like a,
Jeez Louise.
a projectile in the corner on Kliever.
Good Lord.
These guys are in a bad way here.
No, big time.
Uh-oh, watch out, Naja.
No,
don't
that's
you
a hard
do it.
punch. Oh, that's a hard punch.
Uh-oh.
There we go. That's as old school as it gets, the heart punch.
Get the defibrillators.
Uh-oh.
Looking for the bulldozer, perhaps.
The Heart Foundation.
And now it could be lights out for Caden Cassidy's Empire. Down goes the Bad Life choice.
Someone check on Naja. He's got punched in the heart.
He's got punched in the heart. No one even realized it.
If he's got one, he got hit in it.
Yeah, you're right. He might not have one.
And now the Hammer Brothers deliberating on the next move. Are we going to see the wheelbarrow perhaps?
Don't. The wheelie barrel.
They're calling for it. It's the wheelbarrow. But it's not just that. It's the theatrics. It's the pomp. It's the entertainment that the Hammer Brothers bring.
What is there, a 30 count? What's going on?
I think so. It's the longest double team move I've ever seen in my life. Oh my God!
Big wheelbarrow splash. That could do it for Naja and the Empire. No! Caden Cassidy breaking up the pinfall, saving his team here. We've got
chaos.
We got limbs flying here. The
Come on,
referee's gonna
Benji
have
Roberts, get it together.
to exercise his authority here. He might have to throw this one out. Wait a minute. Cassidy throwing Shaw out the ring.
Well, that'd be great if it was a battle royal, but it's not.
Here we go. That Bad Life driver in mind.
That's over.
And Cassidy has just flattened the Iron Worker himself.
The referee's gonna watch this.
Wait a minute. He just draped Naja, the legal man, atop him. Look at that. Sometimes if you want to do something right, you got to do it yourself.
That's so.
What a great victory for King Naja.
I guess so.
I believe that is King Naja's first pinfall victory in POW Pro Wrestling, but give the assist to the man in charge, the boss, Caden Cassidy here.
The boss.
Where do these fans get this garbage and thrown in the ring?
I don't know.
Have them ejected. Where's security at it?
You don't litter. You got to fine for that.
What a pivotal win against this popular trio, the Hammer Brothers, the two-time POW Award winners. You got to believe that's an upset, guys.
I'd have to say so.
I think Caden wants to speak. He wants his voice to be heard here among the powder keg.
You want, I don't give a damn. You don't pay my bills. And frankly, it isn't even looking like you got $1 in your name. I'm sick and tired of the avoidance of the inevitable. POW Pro Wrestling, I have one question for you. Where is my title shot? Destroy anybody who's come in my wake, and not a single belt collector has come from me. And now, I'm a little frustrated. I think it's time that I show you just how frustrated I can be.
There you go, Caden Cassidy calls his shot. He wants a title matchup.
Well.
Whoa! Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa!
He's got that little idiot out of the crowd.
Oh my God! Caden Cassidy, what are you doing?
That's the best thing of the night. That little idiot guy. He's just trying to go to the bathroom.
I believe he's a student. I believe he's
is he? Who cares?
Oregon School of Pro Wrestling, but he is not a trained individual. He was here to help with the ring crew earlier in the day.
Sometimes you get yourself. You're in the wrong place at the wrong time.
He's about to get an education right now, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, no, look
out!
Caden Cassidy has crossed the line.
Oh, I don't think so. I think he's just started. He's just getting started. Hey, you don't give the man what he wants, he's going to start wrecking people out of the audience.
Hey, told you I was frustrated.
I'm all for wanting your title shot, but there are checks and balances in play. There's due process. And Caden Cassidy just blew that due process out of the water.
Are you going to find him?
I'm I'll tell you what, there's going to be some kind of punishment doled out. I'm not sure just yet.
Yeah, I guarantee you don't find him face to face.
Yeah, you're gonna be FedExing.
Caden Cassidy has made it known that he wants gold in POW Pro Wrestling, and who or what's going to stand in his way on his path to getting it here at POW Pro Wrestling.
A big win for Caden Cassidy's newfound empire, but mister, I cannot believe what we saw in the aftermath of that match. Did you see him throw around that rookie, that trainee, Joe Thornton, the way he did? I mean, that was completely out of line.
I sure did. I was considering maybe sending Caden Cassidy a little bit of bonus, you know. Joe Thornton coming up at the Oregon Wrestling School was the Hammer Brothers, Amira, Flaming Aces have all emerged from, but Caden Cassidy gave Joe Thornton the most important lesson of all. Stick in your lane, kid. Don't be putting your nose in business that's not yours. You know, he locked eyes with Caden Cassidy, and a lion with the pride like Caden Cassidy clearly saw that as a threat.
An innocent bystander in all of this. Caden Cassidy wanted to prove a point and try and show off to Funny Bone that he could challenge for the championship, and he can do that all well and good, but don't try and make an example out of some trainee who doesn't even have his ears wet yet.
Well, Joe Thornton's going to be eating oatmeal for the next few weeks, so he can think about his bad life choices and maybe, you know, stay in his own lane here.
Well, Funny Bone is also going to have to watch his own back if Caden Cassidy has anything to say about it. Well, folks, this next main event for this week's show, it's kind of bittersweet for me, because as you know, we were all set to have Zicky Dice defend the Wrestling with Regret YouTube Championship. Unfortunately, there were some kind of travel issues. Zicky, his flight was delayed, he wasn't going to be able to make the show in time, and I don't know about you, mister, but I think there might have been someone involved. You know, you could say the airlines or this and that, but I think there might be a certain Spectre who might have meddled in that, don't you think?
You can't be speaking of Vacant. Vacant would never interfere with international airfare. I mean, come on.
Well, you know, I don't know what Bacon's capable of anymore, but needless to say, we were still going to have a YouTube Championship match. Sonico was there, but he needed a new opponent. I've decided to hold an interim YouTube Championship match in its place. The winner of this match will be the interim champion, and we'll have to have a unification match with Zicky Dice down the road. Now, of course, we have Sonico in one corner, and as for Zicky's replacement, well, wait till you see who I picked out.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Timeless Levi Shapiro!
Well, Jonas Albert Robinson, how's this for a surprise? We couldn't get Zicky Dice, flight delays, making his YouTube Championship defense an impossibility tonight. But in his place is Timeless Levi Shapiro. What do you think?
What a hell of a replacement, I'll tell you that much.
This match for the interim Wrestling with Regret YouTube Championship. The winner of this match will go on to face outlandish Zicky Dice in a future championship match.
Yes, unfortunately for Zicky Dice, POW does not sanction Zoom title defenses. So.
That's right, it's the YouTube Championship, not the Zoom title. Well, folks, this is going to be a big one here. Levi Shapiro making his return to POW Pro Wrestling. He fought and competed for the YouTube title against verified Steve Miggs last year, but came up short. He is the first ever and the longest reigning YouTube champ in history.
Has he held it the most times, too?
He is, as of now, the only two-time Wrestling with Regret YouTube champion. It was awarded to him originally, lost it in a battle royal to Ali Catch, then he regained it a few months later and went on to hold it for nearly 700 days. Here we see the lockup starting things off here. Sonico is going to have to change his strategy. He was coming into this event expecting outlandish Zicky Dice. But Levi is a completely different animal, Jonas.
Yeah, you know, I was going to point out that doesn't really seem fair to Sonico. He spent all that time studying tape and doing prep work for one opponent just to have it switch a route on you.
That is the nature of professional wrestling. Card subject to change, and the competitors know that as well as anyone. Here you see the Timeless one. He's got the Lucha Ghoul backed in the corner. Big old chop. And give the assist to that powerful leather glove on his hand.
The referee checked that glove.
Yes, it has been checked multiple times. It was checked in the back, and you can see tall ref. Oh, look at that, nice block. I think he got the eyes too. Sonico looking for his first piece of championship gold here in POW Pro Wrestling. Fought for the #1 contendership in a triple threat match last year. That took place against Malcolm Flex and Adriel Noctis. He actually challenged Funny Bone for that belt, but came up short.
Don't want to get yourself DQ'd now.
Sonico, known as the ace of prestige wrestling. Of course, his other accomplishments in the Northwest are numerous. Recently appeared on All Elite Wrestling. Oh, now you can see Sonico taking over here. He's keeping Levi continually tripping him up, and that choke in the corner with the ropes added pressure, putting the squeeze on Levi's neck.
What a feather in his cap it would be to become the interim YouTube champion.
Oh, you can see Shapiro there driving Sonico's head right into that turnbuckle pad. And you know, that pad's very misleading. It is not a soft, pillowy cushion, as you well know, Jonas.
Yeah, no, it is not. And one thing I'll say about Levi Shapiro, he is very crafty inside that ring.
Levi is a student of the game. He is 21st century old school personified. Studies some of the all-time greats. That definitely influences his style. You can even see it in the Fargo-inspired trunks he's wearing. Not even a 2 count.
Fargo-inspired trunks, Mulligan-inspired glove. If it wasn't for who he affiliates with, I might like this guy.
I resemble that remark. Now you see Sonico still able to stay strong in this one with repeated sweeps, continually throwing Levi off his game here. Now the action goes to the outside, and I think this might be an advantage for Sonico. Oh my goodness! Bombs away on the outside. In my experience witnessing Sonico wrestle, I think he's at his most dangerous on the outside. The claw is applied, Jonas.
He can't win it out there, though.
That is true. The deadly iron claw now gripping the skull of Sonico. That's going to disorient him a little bit as Levi throws him back into the ring. And now Sonico in a bad way here. You can see him going coast to coast, making his way out again, catching his breath. Levi Shapiro wants his action back in the ring. He's made his way right in front of us here, Jonas, onto the stage.
Hey, don't come too much closer now.
Yeah, all we have here is water bottles. Nothing here for you. Oh, the chase is on. Levi Shapiro's pursuing him right in front of us, Jonas. We got to look out. I don't like the look of this one bit. Look careful. Careful, guys. Come on. Watch it. Watch it.
Expensive equipment here. Exactly.
Oh my goodness. Sonico went face first into the ring bell right in front of us. It is chaos here this week on POW Pro Wrestling.
Referee being real lenient with that count.
Oh, Levi going face first. He was tripped up by Sonico. Those square ring posts can be extra devastating. Right into the point, I think he went face first. This could be Sonico's time to strike here.
I don't know what Sonico's doing right now.
I'm not sure. I think this would be the time for him to get in the ring and put the hurt on him. This match for the interim Wrestling with Regret YouTube Championship. Look out! Oh no! That's a case of ring postitis. I think Levi's got bigger problems to worry about right now than Sonico.
Yep, he's got a couple problems swelling up as we speak.
Referee letting it go. Oh my God, body shot. Did you see that, Jonas?
Yeah, this Sonico, you know, don't let him fool you. You think he might be zip-zapping and flying around the ring, but he's a hard hitter.
He's a high flyer, but he's not your typical luchador. Oh my God, right hand right to the mush. I think got him in the ear there.
That can mess with your equilibrium.
Absolutely. And now you see, looks like there was some headbutting going on there in that little exchange. And now Sonico back in the corner, going with what brought him to the dance and what's been working for him so far. Cutting the breath out of Levi here. It's a man who's had septum surgeries in the past, has had an issue with oxygen intake as he wrestles, so he's going to need as much as he can get. Big drop kick by timeless Levi Shapiro.
That's right, if you can't get your win, you can't last very long. So I'm thinking Levi's going to want to end this sooner than later, especially after that incident with the post.
Got to believe Levi wants to win this one for his friend Zicky Dice, who is the current reigning Wrestling with the Great YouTube champion. Whoever wins this one, there will be a unification match coming up in the very near future.
And I mean, you got to think it's a matter of pride. I mean, that YouTube title is synonymous with Levi Shapiro.
Absolutely. He's the one who made it famous. He's the one who brought it into the forefront as the inaugural champion. Sonico once again taking his time. I don't think he wants to try to trick Levi into coming back out there where he had some success before. Now look at this. Sonico with the best seat in the house as this match continues.
He blends into the crowd like a chameleon.
Absolutely. Seamless integration. Now Sonico, he's taking his time here. He's got the sign. That sign, I believe, was meant for Zicky Dice. Levi has had enough of this. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Tit for tat, Sonico went thud into that ring post. Now this could be Shapiro's time to shine. Oh, the unorthodox one with a straight right hand. Another forearm shot. These guys exchanging forearms. Neither man letting up or giving an inch. Coming off the ropes now is Sonico. Ducks the clothesline. Oh, big shoulder check of his own. Oh. Go over that kick. He didn't get all of it, but you could tell he might have got it around to the kidney area, Jonas.
I think his planting leg might have gone out on him.
See that? Didn't get all that kick. Didn't get all the impact of the oomph. Both men are worn down here as the interim championship is on the line. You can see Levi here starting to smell blood. Look at that dragon screw.
That could shred your knee to bits.
Now Levi is not known necessarily for his leg submissions, but he is knowledgeable in different ways to hurt you. Oh, does 2 count. Picking apart different body parts to confuse and bewilder the opponent. That's a sound strategy, don't you agree?
Yeah, and I want to point out right there, he didn't go for a hold on that injured leg, but he hooked it when he went for the pin, making it more difficult for Sonico to kick out.
That's right, and mix that every time you kick out, you expend a little bit more oxygen. You have to put that force out. It's like a massive, really sudden bench press. Look at this, going for each other's faces here. It's claw on claw here. I don't know who's gonna give first, but each man's claw is equally devastating, I would say. They break it up. More exchanges of the forearms here. Levi ducks. Big clothesline. Coming back here from California, a last-minute replacement for Zicky Dice. He literally flew in this morning on incredibly short notice to make this happen. Intercepts him with the power slam, Buzz Sawyer style. And wait a minute, who's that shadowy figure lurking here around the ring?
Some kind of specter has appeared at ringside.
Vacant, what in God's name are you doing here, Vacant? Vacant! He's got the belt. He's got the damn belt, Jonas. He took the championship.
Need better security around here.
Vacant, who's been obsessed with the YouTube Championship ever since he claimed it from Steve Miggs. You see him slide it to the ring. This is not a no DQ match.
Right in front of the ref.
Not a no disqualification match. That belt shot is not legal in the Connect. Look out, Levi. Look out. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my stars and garters. Vacant just got clocked. Claw into the Uranagi. Here we go. 2, 3. Levi Shapiro once again YouTube champion. Well, Jonas, how about that?
I mean, Sonico had this kind of, things were going his way, and then
Mabupi. That's right. Levi Shapiro back to the top of the mountain once again. Levi, don't touch the fan. Don't touch the fan. We don't have the insurance. Levi Shapiro on such short notice gives Sonico credit wrestling an opponent he had no time to prepare for. He put up a valiant effort, but in the end, it was the timeless one who has regained the championship that made him famous. And mark my words, Jonas, very soon we will see a unification match between the two friends, Levi Shapiro and the reigning champion Zicky Dice, to unify the most prestigious championship on all YouTube.
And that's going to be a hell of a match.
Well, how about that, Mr. Ooh La La? I told you we were going to get a really great replacement for Zicky Dice, and we got one in the timeless one himself. The first ever YouTube champion, right? The longest reigning YouTube champion, and the only 2-time Wrestling with the Great YouTube champion in history. My booby, brother Levi Shapiro. He came back at the very last minute and is now the interim YouTube champion. Happy days are certainly here, mister.
Well, Levi Shapiro was a brother true, and he certainly came through for you, I must say. I must ask you one question, and how convenient is it, Brian Zane? Normally when a champion does not appear for a match, that title is vacated. But oh no, Zicky wasn't there, but brother Levi Shapiro just happened to be conveniently available. He got a flight ticket Just like that. He had a hotel room booked.
I don't know what you're implying, mister. Here's the thing. I don't want the belt to be vacated again. I don't want Vacant to get his mitts, or whatever his appendages are called, anywhere near the YouTube Championship again. I'm making that very clear. And so I want an actual human being to hold the belt. And if Zicky couldn't be there, I had to have an interim champion, and that's why I brought Levi in to replace Zicky. It would have been great if Sonico had also won. I would have accepted that as well. But of course, as it just so happens, Levi was available. I bring him here to Oregon, and the next thing you know, he's the interim champion. And we will get that unification match with he and his good friend, the outlandish one, Zicky Dice, very soon.
So that means if I say Funny Bone breaks his leg, instead of vacating the title, I can just have Vinny wrestle Jeremy Blanchard if I want. And then, oh, look at that, Vinny ends up as the champion.
Certainly,
Who knew?
Certainly all things are possible, mister, but remember, the governing agency of the Wrestling with Regret YouTube Championship is different than POW's. So we're going to have to look at the contract and see what it actually stipulates.
All the contracts for the Wrestling with Regret Championship are just blank, and you say, just sign it to the bottom and we'll work out the details later.
Keep in mind, we are still auditing all the POW contracts here after what you pulled after that 8-man elimination tag. So we'll keep you posted if anything does come up, any discrepancies in those contracts. Well, folks, enough contract talk. Let's talk about what's happening next week right here on POW Pro Wrestling. Tag team action is in store as the Blanchard brothers take on the young tandem of Charlie Avell and everyone's favorite homeboy, Chris Brady. Then we already know in 2 weeks, Vinny Massaro's got his shot at the championship against Funny Bone, but who will officiate that match? We're going to find out in next week's main event, when the Massaro family's Malcolm Flex does battle with most violence, the devil himself, Derek Drexel. Certainly, no matter who wins that matchup, it's going to have a great impact on the title match in 2 weeks, mister.
It's going to be insane either way. You have the Drexel, the madman, the piece of human scrap metal. He's going to let things go willy-nilly. Whereas Malcolm Flex, he plays it by the book. He spends most of his time training, lifting weights. He's very disciplined. I, for one, hope Malcolm Flex comes out on top because, we have little...
Yeah, I see what your game is at, mister, but certainly it's a contrast of styles, and you're going to have to find out who wins that match next week. It's a matchup that, mister, truly could impact and shape the landscape of POW Pro Wrestling as we know it. But until then, folks, for Mr. Ooh La La, I'm Brian Zane, and we'll see you next time.